Hello, folks. Welcome to NFL News. This March 11th, 2025. This is day two of the NFL free agency window, of course. Tomorrow, the new league begins at 12 p.m. So signings will be named official, trades also official, and free agency will continue on. Let's get to the news that happened today. Now, these news, of course, are according to what I'm told as of right now. So the news that I'm missing, of course, will be in a different video. But I do have one news that happened last night. Andre Cisco leaves Jacksonville to join the New York Jets. That was from last night. Unfortunately, that signing was a late news, of course, that I missed on my last video. So don't worry. I will give you the late signings that I missed on that video. But let's start today's news with Arizona, where Arizona signed Jacoby Brissett and wide receiver Zay Jones. Now, Jacoby Brissett will be the backup for Kyler Murray, and he will reunite, of course, I think, with Drew Brees if he knows it well. Let's go to Atlanta. Atlanta Falcons made some interesting moves, bringing in Leonard Floyd and Vino Diablo. I want to talk about Leonard Floyd. So 49ers released Leonard Floyd around 1:30 afternoon. 3 hours later, the Falcons make a deal to a one-year deal to bring Leonard Floyd to Atlanta. The signing I also love was Diablo. He had a big year in Las Vegas, but I think Raiders fans do miss him because you can see what he did with that elite pass rushing, and I think he's going to fit in that on Jeff Ulbrich's defense as well. Baltimore bringing back Patrick Ricard, and they're bringing in DeAndre Hopkins. We've been questioning on Hopkins whether he's going to go back to Kansas City. No, he is going to the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and DeAndre Hopkins. Also Mark Andrews. Wow, Hopkins to the Ravens, and I thought Baltimore would go aggressive in this year's free agency. They're not going that aggressively this year's free agency, but the big name they brought in is DeAndre Hopkins, who is now a Baltimore Raven. Bills has some big signings. They bring in two running backs, of course, DeMondre Evans and Ty Johnson, and their fullback, Ron Gilman. The big signing that recently happened, Joey Bosa is not going to join his brother Nick Bosa in San Francisco. He is heading to the Buffalo Bills. Out Von Miller, and here comes Joey Bosa. I thought Bosa would go in San Francisco with Nick Bosa. It turns out other teams were looking to be interesting in Joey Bosa, and the Bills made Joey Bosa feel like it made a lot of sense. He did have visits, of course, with the 49ers and the Dolphins, but it turns out that the Buffalo Bills make a big splash on Joey Bosa. Carolina, let's go to the Panthers. Panthers have released running back Miles Sanders after 2 seasons. We are going to have questions of him because we are going to find out where he'll land. Maybe he'll end up as a backup running back. Wherever he goes, wish him the best of luck, and we'll look forward to him in his career in the future. The Panthers are bringing back Brady Christensen, and they're signing Sam Martin. Yes, the punter from Buffalo is now joining Carolina. We go to Cleveland, where the Browns have signed linebacker Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. Now, Joe Tryon had some iffy years, of course, with Tampa, and now with his pass rushing ability, he is now going to be alongside and learning from Myles Garrett and that Browns defense. Let's go to the Cowboys. The Cowboys have been iffy quiet already. They are re-signing wide receiver and return specialist Kevon Turpin as the highest paid special teams returner in NFL history. Congratulations to Kevon Turpin. They also signed defensive end Pete Turner from New Orleans, and also they have signed defensive tackle Solomon Thomas from the New York Jets and a 1-year deal for the Cowboys. Um, Pete Turner is going to be alongside Micah Parsons, and again, 2-year deal for Pete Turner. He's a young guy. I cannot wait to see him in Dallas. Let's go to Denver. The Broncos officially announced DJ Jones, who it was made upon agreed that he is going to stay in Denver yesterday. It's now official. DJ Jones is staying in Denver. All right, let's go back to Houston. Yeah, Houston. Guard Laken Tomlinson, Mario Edwards, and Nick Hellerman are going to Houston. Now, Laken Tomlinson coming into Houston, yes, because here's who he's going to be replacing. Kenyon Green. Let's talk about this trade. Houston have acquired safety and Super Bowl champion C.J. Gardner-Johnson from Philly. Philly will get a 2026 fifth-round pick and Kenyon Green, while Houston will receive a 2026 sixth-round pick, also C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Houston, what's going on? Yesterday you traded Laremy Tunsil, and he's in Washington. And now you're going to release Kenyon Green, and he's going to the Eagles. Look, Howie Roseman is cooking, but you're losing a bunch of defensive players. For the Eagles, yes, you're losing a bunch of defensive players, but again, this is Howie Roseman. You know what he's going to be doing on the draft, involving in the draft. Elevate these guys to be hopefully future Super Bowl champs. Meanwhile, for Houston, things are not going well. They got to replace a left tackle, and they got to replace Kenyon Green, who plays right guard. Well, at least you got Laken Tomlinson. What's that signing going to mean for Kenyon Green? Let's go to the Colts. The former Giants quarterback Daniel Jones is now going to be with the Colts. This signing makes interesting for me because I knew the Colts and the Vikings were interested in Daniel Jones. Now, he is going to Indy for an open competition against Anthony Richardson for the QB job. Is this the best job for him to win? I think there's a chance Daniel Jones could win the starting job in Indy. And if he does what Baker Mayfield did, Sam Darnold did, and those 1-year deals, think about the Colts giving an extension on Daniel Jones and trade Anthony Richardson, which would surprise me. Kansas City are signing Christian Fulton from the Chargers, and there's not a lot of. They also signed on tight end Robert Tonyan from free agent. Raiders are also signing Eric Stokes, the former first-round pick from Green Bay, now going to replace Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs, who left Las Vegas to join Green Bay, and now Eric Stokes will be going to Las Vegas. Some news, of course, the Chargers are going to tight end Evan Ingram is visiting with the Chargers. Now, the Chargers and the Broncos are the only two teams that are interested in Evan Ingram. We don't know if there's other teams that need tight end, but expect tomorrow Evan Ingram to make his decision on where he will be signing. Let's go to LA and the Rams. Wide receiver Puka Nacua is switching from 17 to number 12. He wore the number 12 jersey in BYU. Now he's going to wear the number 12 jersey in LA with the Rams and will give number 17 jersey to Devontae Adams. Let's go to Miami. Wide receiver Nick Westbrook Akines, Ashton Davis, and Ufeno Malafawu joining Miami. How about that? Nick Westbrook Akines. I thought they would bring him back, but he's going to join Miami with Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and he's their number 3 wideout. So that's a really good choice for them. Let's go to Minnesota. Let me tell you, Minnesota, big winners today. Brought in right guard Will Fries, Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave. Think about that duo defensive line. That is so cool. Javon Hargrave alongside Jonathan Allen. This defense is going to be very ferocious in the NFC North. And then Will Fries is going to reunite with Ryan Kelly, who, remember, Ryan Kelly, the former Colts center, yesterday signed with the Vikings on a big deal. Now, Will Fries will play right guard, where Dalton Risner, who I think normally plays right guard as well. If not, I think I'm wrong, but we'll see how it goes in Minnesota. Let's go to New Orleans. Tight end Jawan Johnson is back in New Orleans. A big surprise here. Nobody expected this. Justin Reed, who we thought Kansas City was going to bring him back. No, he is going to New Orleans. And then finally, Tyrann Mathieu has agreed to rework his deal that will keep him in New Orleans. That's going to be a good duo. Justin Reed and Tyrann Mathieu in the secondary on the Brandon Staley. They're going to be blitzing with those two guys in there. Miami also made a big defensive back move. Javon Holland, the former Dolphins safety, is now headed to East Rutherford with the Giants. The 49ers are having a tough offseason, worst offseason the 49ers fans have ever experienced. Well, they get some 2 signings. Wide receiver Demarcus Robinson out of the Rams, and safety Richie Grant from the Falcons. The Bucs are also signing Tampa Bay, where the Bucs are signing Riley Dixon from the Broncos. Tennessee are signing former Panthers, of course, 2 of them. We'll start with the safety. Former Panthers safety Xavier Woods, now going to the Titans, and Johnny Hekker will also join him as another former Panther, going to be the punter for the Titans. And then let's go to Washington. Running back Jalen McNeil is back in Washington. Zach Ertz is officially back in Washington. This news happened on Sunday, and it's now official. Zach Ertz is back in Washington, and Will Harrison will be joining in that secondary for Washington, who is going to, assuming, replace Jeremy Chinn, who yesterday Jeremy Chinn has left to join the Las Vegas Raiders. That is the news that I got as of right now. Again, the news, some of the late news that will hopefully happen before this video is uploaded. Sorry, hopefully I will do that in a separate video now. If you have not seen my last video from yesterday, go check that out. There was a bunch of players that I just mentioned, the top guys on the board. So go check those out again. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell for more sports news. Also to follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more sports news. Day 2 of NFL free agency just got started, but wait until day 3 when the new league begins.